let's go ahead and dig in. Let's talk about how to stand out in a noisy marketplace. Man, everybody is vying for our attention today. It is everywhere you go on Facebook. There's ads there. There's, no matter what you're doing, people want your attention. And even if you're driving down the road and you see a sign on the side, people are vying for your attention. People want to get your attention. And so how do you do that? And sometimes when you're in a particular niche, maybe you're in online marketing like I am. Maybe you're the same way. You're in online marketing and you're trying to get noticed. You're trying to get people to take notice of who you are. Really, one of the main ways that I believe to stand out in the marketplace, number one is you want to focus on tapping into your abilities and your knowledge. That's number one. And that is basically meaning be yourself, okay? Just remember this. You are unique. You are unique. There's nobody like you. And that's one way to stand out in a crowded marketplace. Now, the other way that I believe is very, very, you can see me holding my phone here and my glasses. You see that? That's kind of funny. But one of the most important way that I believe that you can really stand out is to monitor and watch what other people are doing and saying in your particular niche. So if people are saying one thing, if the majority of people are saying one thing, then you want to think, how can I do something different? Maybe a twist on what they're saying. So I've been saying this for years, but one of the biggest things that I always say, and I love this, is that when the crowd is zigging, you want to be zagging. Okay? When they're going this way, you want to be going that way. And it's not that your message, and maybe you're promoting a similar thing. Let's say in your opportunity or whatever it is that you're promoting, there's many people that are promoting the exact same thing. So how do you stand out? Well, look at the masses, all right? You want to know what not to do? What are the masses doing? Look at what the masses are doing and then do the opposite. I'm telling you, if you want to really stand out, watch what the sheep do. The sheep always go where one of the main leaders tells them. Okay, and that's not necessarily bad. But if you really want to stand out, and I know that you guys are here because you really want to stand out, then you need to look and see what everybody's doing and do the opposite. Now, it's not to say that you can't promote the same thing, but you hit it from a different angle that other people are not, which makes it stand out, okay? I'll tell you, one of the greatest ways to really understand this is to, believe it or not, understand things like what happens in the media. All right, let me paraphrase this a little bit. Okay, for instance, and I'm not going to get political here on you, I promise. But the truth of the matter is that there is a narrative that's created by media. Okay, and whether that narrative is true or false is ultimately something that you have to decide. But when a narrative is created, what happens, it kind of becomes the norm. It becomes the normal way of thinking. And it's put into like what do you call it? Like a groove, so to speak, or it's put onto a track and it kind of shapes the way people think. However, if you are a deeper thinker, if you go beyond what narrative is, okay, and what narrative is, and start to look beyond that, you'll find that one narrative is not always the best way to go. Because one narrative is typically one opinion. And I'm just using this as an example. And this is how you really stand out in the marketplace, because the majority of people, and I don't consider each one of you that are watching this the majority of people. And you want to know why? Because you're actually here. You're attempting to build your business. You're watching something like this video right now, and you're attempting to get better at what you do. See, there are many people out there that do not do what you do. They do not tap into trainings. They don't tap into, investing in themselves on a monthly basis. They don't do that. What they do is they just follow what somebody tells them to do. And because they do that, what happens is you're always going to get murkier results that way. So if you really want to stand out, start to become creative in the way you think. Always have a strong foundation, but become creative. And becoming creative means looking at what the masses do and then understanding what they're trying to accomplish, but how can I take what they're doing and go the opposite direction, but still promote what they're promoting? I hope that makes sense. I do this every single day, all the time, every day, without fail. I do it all the time. Why? Because I want to stand out in the marketplace. I always tell people one of the best ways for you to get leads is to create your own lead magnet. Your own lead magnet. Now, many people don't know what a lead magnet is. It's something that you create and you give away for free. It could be a PDF. It could be a training video. It can be something like that. But when you create something based upon your knowledge that you have, now, and you don't have to be a super guru expert to create your own lead magnet. You just don't. What you do is you can create a lead magnet by simply garnering on the knowledge that you already have. So for instance, let's say your biggest lead day is 3 leads in one day. That's your biggest lead day. Do you know that there are people out there that would kill to know how you got 3 leads in one day? There's people out there that aren't getting any leads. They would love to know how to get 3 leads. What if you could show them how to get your first 3 leads in less than 24 hours? And you create a training or a PDF that shows them exactly how to do that. But see, what happens is that training is you doing the training. It's your writing, it's your information that you're giving to them. Now, doesn't that stand out in the marketplace? Isn't that totally and 100% unique to you? Absolutely. 100%, no question about it. Now what you're doing is you're starting to separate yourself from the crowd. Many people don't do this. You see, people tap into affiliate products, which you should. You should promote affiliate products. But I'll tell you, if you really want to stand out, let's say you're doing you're promoting an affiliate product. What if before you send people to an affiliate sales page, that you create your own opt-in offer that is maybe a 1-page questionnaire or a 1-page, top 10 reasons to this that lead into that affiliate offer? Guess what's going to happen? You'll build a list, you'll attract people, and you're going to put targeted people in front of a targeted offer. Most people aren't willing to do this, and that's why they never stand out, because they just like to blend in. My friends, you were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. Okay? That's why you were here. God didn't put you on this earth to blend in with every other person. He created you to stand out so that people can see your uniqueness, your abilities. See, when you want to brand yourself online, it's all about branding you. The best way to brand you, ultimately, create your own lead magnet. Some people might be like, oh my gosh, I can't even think about doing that. Can you write a 2-page paper on how you recruited your first 5 people? What's funny, and here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you this, okay? There are so many people that downplay their successes. I mean, so many people. I mean, it's frightening to me to see how many people downplay their successes. And I've watched this happen so many times. I'll give you an example. I had a coaching client probably a year and a half ago. Amazing gal. So I get on the phone with her and I'm talking to her, and I'm just going over like, trying to help her create her lead magnet. So I'm talking to her, and I asked her, how long have you been in the industry? She'd been in network marketing for, several years. And I'm like, okay, cool. And how are things going for you right now? They're not really going very good, and business isn't really all that great. And I'm like, okay, so how many people have you like recruited over the years? She's like, something like 400 or 500 people. I'm like, 400 or 500 people? I'm like, do you realize how you just said that? Only like 400 or 500 people. And it was like, it's like, I mean, seriously, guys, you think that you don't have any success. The majority of you have been out there that have been marketing. You have some success under your belt. You just don't look at it as success because what you're doing is you're comparing yourself to someone like me, or you're comparing yourself to a Ray Higdon, or you're comparing yourself to an April Marie Tucker, or you're comparing yourself to a Diane Hockman, or comparing yourself to some other leader in your company. See, what you're doing, you're literally comparing the worst of yourself to the best of someone else. And we do it all the time. We're all victims of it. Me too. I mean, I have to deal with that sometimes. I look at the guy with, six-pack abs, and I'm like, oh, man, And it's because I'm comparing the worst of myself with the best of him. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. That's the reality. So I hope this helps you, but the truth of the matter is that if you want to stand out, do something different. Create your own lead magnet that's based on some of your successes. Your successes are significant. And when you downplay those successes, you see, yeah, exactly. See, we got April Marie Tucker on here. You don't want to compare yourself to April. April's amazing. She's one of the best marketers out there as far as I'm concerned. She's just awesome. But why would you compare yourself to her? Don't compare yourself to her. That's the worst thing you can do. Use someone like April's story or some other marketer's story as inspiration to go out and do something greater. Don't use it to compare. It's just the worst. Absolute worst. And I always recommend that you never, ever do that. So standing out, I would suggest that you go and you create your very own lead magnet. I think that is something that you are more than capable of. If you can type on a Word document, you can do it. And stop worrying about, stop worrying about, what if I don't say the right thing? And what if it's not good enough? And what if it's this? And what if it's that? What if it's just awesome? What if it just, you go out there and you just kill it? What if it just is like the most awesome lead magnet ever created? Instead of looking at all the negatives of what it might be and it might not be, why don't you just look at what it is and what it could be? Stop thinking about the negative. See, the whole heart of standing out is believing that you have value to give. If you believe you have value to give, you're going to have zero problems creating your own lead magnet and sharing it with people. Stop comparing yourself to the gurus. Okay? Don't. It's the worst thing that you can do. All right, so I'm going to point this out because Randy right here, Randy Moore, is commenting, and it just hit me. What an amazing, amazing thing to come up with a lead magnet. Let's say you go to a training, or you watch a training, or you go to an event. What if you take notes of that training or notes of that event and then turn that into a lead magnet? Take some of the best things of a specific training that you learned and put down the main points in a lead magnet, and then maybe do some, add some pictures to it or something, some screenshots of how to do some of the things that were talked about in the training. Super powerful. It's super, super powerful. So, I hope you get value from this. I hope this made, a lot of sense. But, yeah, absolutely, man. But the key is, guys, just go out there, create something. You know, the best way to stand out is always to tap into exactly what you have. You have more than enough information. You know, if you sat on one webinar, and that's all you ever watched when it comes to online marketing, you have more value than the person who has not watched it. You see? And many people don't think that way. They think about how many trainings they haven't seen rather than how many they have. And they put the focus on what they don't have rather than what they do. And if you focus on what you do have and what you do know, then you can tap into that and share that with others and have a huge, huge impact in the marketplace. So guys, I hope you got value from this. I hope it helped you a lot. If you did, you know, comment below and let me know. If you did, share this with a friend. Let them know about it. Tag them. Send it in a private message. Hit somebody up. Whatever you want to do, send this information to them. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to learn more about me, there is a link to my blog right here in the description of this video. You can certainly go over there and pick up my video marketing cheat sheet. I will be having a fairly new one here pretty soon, and I want to make sure you get that. As soon as I get the new one ready, you will have it, and I will email it out to you. But you got to be on my email list if you want it. So head on over there. I appreciate you. I love you. You guys are the best. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.